Greetings, dear ones. We are the Council, and it is with great joy we join with you today. We wish for you to know that there is much to be done yet. This is not to create fear. This is more the awareness that there is work to do to achieve that nirvana that you are seeking. It does not simply come to you. It comes with effort, with attention, with communion with Spirit. That communion with Spirit does not happen by being busy all the time, by being invested in things, by paying attention to that which does not really serve you. Many of you question us why you have trauma in your lives. And often that trauma has been placed there to cause you to shift, to cause you to look in a different direction. Our hope when you encounter those traumas is that you will learn to look in, not just out. And we understand that as you go through them, many times you do continue to look outward into the world to understand why it is that they have happened and what it is that you can do about them. But there are those turning points, there are those moments when you suddenly decide that it is something more than what is outside of you. That it is something that is happening within, or within but without not simply someone else's design, but rather your own design. Those are the cherished moments as we and the angelic realm observe the goings on of humanity. For those are the moments that define your direction into your ascension process, into your awakening to something more. The focus without the continued blame or victimization, which happens all over the planet, and we understand it. We were there as well. That does not further your ascension. That does not create an awakening for you. That is simply a stepping stone to deeper understanding. And with enough of those events, many then reach the point that they are ready to go within, to look for something more than the external answers. To look towards their purpose, their deeper underlying lessons that they may be working through, which can only be discovered within, not through others. We are not suggesting that you cannot receive guidance on them from others. We are suggesting that you cannot learn your lessons as long as you are blaming others. Once there is an understanding that every event is part of your grand and cosmic plan, you need not necessarily like them, but you can then understand that your soul had a hand in what it is that is unfolding. And this may be the smallest of things, or it may be quite large things. It depends upon what is required by you in that moment. Just as sometimes you require a small amount of food, and other times you wish to have a significant amount. It is the same type of process. There is much speculation about the age of a soul based upon the difficulty of the lessons, the challenges that they encounter. And including our partner has spoken of this, that old souls have tough lessons. In truth, any age of soul may choose tough lessons. It is far more about the choice of growth in a lifetime versus resting in a lifetime that indicates the challenges that you choose to have in any given experience. And so young souls will indeed choose tough lessons as well. The likelihood of them reaching the point of learning to go within is much less. It is not unheard of. It is possible, but it is much less. And so any age of soul may have a challenging life. You may find it interesting that the level of challenge or the area of challenge may be different. So the younger the soul, the more likely the challenge is associated with survival. As a soul grows older, they move up the chakras with regards to their challenges, to their lessons. And so those that have a crisis of speaking would be an older soul than those who have a crisis of starvation. That is just one example. But that is, in general, how the aging of the soul will unfold. Such a brilliant, complex, and yet so simple of a system. Your system is not unlike the one that we used for our ascension process. And while we can tell you some of it, there is much that is not yet ready to be understood. There is not the comprehension or the need to know some of this yet. We will address at this time a question that was asked of us quite a while ago. The question was, is it free will or is it predetermined? And our answer to that question from the third dimensional experience is yes. There absolutely is free will and there is absolutely predetermination, and it is blended together in a way that cannot be separated or defined in the third dimension. And so those that say it is all predetermined and you have no input, no opportunity to change it, in some ways are correct. And those who say it is all free will and you get to choose everything are also in some ways correct. There is a blending or a harmonization of these two. The thing we do wish for you to know is that your soul always has input into all of what it is that is happening. Your aspect that is connected to Source is the driving force in your life. That is who runs the show. And we use those words so that you may better understand. That is the director of your show, is your divine self, your soul. Now please understand, your soul is directing more than one movie at any given time. And so there may be elements of one that provide the opportunity for learning in elements of another. They may impact each other. And so as you grow in one area, you may also grow in another. As you experience fear in one area, you may experience fear in another. That is enough of that for now. We will leave it until it is time to share more about that process. But please understand, it is an evolving of sharing of information. As people on the planet Earth are awakening, we are able to share more. And so it will continue. There will be a greater and greater understanding as time passes. And please know that if you go back and look at material we have shared with you in days gone by, you will have a new understanding. For it continues to evolve even as each of you do.